China has just touched the most forbidden zone on our planet. At nearly 7 miles beneath the waves, in a crushing darkness, a Chinese mission is probing the ultimate frontier. What they are pulling back to the surface could rewrite science itself. The Mariana Trench is a scar on the Earth's crust, a place of unimaginable pressure and perpetual night. For generations, it was easier to send people to Mars than here. So why is China now making this abyss its new laboratory? Over the next few minutes, we will plunge into a world of bizarre creatures, geological secrets, and a silent strategic race. The key to this new access is a vessel named Fenduzhe, or Striver. This isn't a one-off experiment. This is a sustained campaign. In late 2020, it planted a flag at the very bottom, in the Challenger Deep. But that was just the beginning. The real story is what happens when you can go back again and again. The core of the submersible is a sphere made of a special titanium alloy, a cocoon barely 2 meters wide designed to protect its human cargo from forces that can deform steel. Outside, robotic arms, more delicate than you'd imagine, are capable of plucking the most fragile specimens from the ooze. But the true breakthrough is how it sees and speaks. In this void, light is useless beyond a few feet. So, it navigates with sound, painting a picture of jagged cliffs and deep canyons with sonar. And for the first time, it can talk back. A sophisticated acoustic modem sends data, voice, even images, all the way to the mothership on the surface. This means the mission can change in an instant, guided by scientists who are not even on the vessel. This operational tempo is what separates Striver from all past efforts. It's built for endurance, not just a single heroic dive. It can descend, work for hours, and return, ready to do it all over again after a short turnaround. So what has this relentless gaze into the dark actually found? The assumption was always that this was a barren wasteland. How could anything survive such punishment? The pressure is so intense it warps the very molecules of life. Yet, the reality is stunning. Chinese researchers, through extensive sediment sampling, didn't find a desert. They found a metropolis of microbes. In one major study, they identified over 7,500 species. The most shocking part? Nearly 90% were entirely new to science. The abyss is not a void. It is a library of unseen life. This isn't just about microbes. Vertebrates, like the ethereal Mariana snailfish, call this crushing pressure home. But the discoveries get even stranger. In 2023, virologists made a record-breaking find in the trench sediments. A virus. Not just any virus, but the deepest ever isolated. Dubbed VB_Hammea H4907. It's a bacteriophage that infects deep-sea bacteria. This virus is a patient predator. Instead of immediately destroying its host, it hides its DNA within the bacterium, replicating silently. In this extreme environment, even a virus knows the value of a sustainable strategy. In the deepest dark, even predators must learn patience. Genetically, it was so unique it founded a new viral family, and its relatives appeared to be widespread throughout the world's oceans. This means we've uncovered an entire hidden lineage of life operating in the deep. So, is this purely a quest for knowledge, or is there something more? The search extends beyond biology. The trench is a massive carbon reservoir, and understanding its layers is critical for our climate models. The geological activity here could hold clues to mineral wealth or even the fundamentals of plate tectonics. This creates a complex picture. Is China's deep sea endeavor a noble scientific pursuit, a strategic bid for future resources, or a demonstration of technological supremacy? The answer is likely all of the above. The deepest place on Earth has become a new stage for human ambition. If you've journeyed with us to the bottom of the world, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and please support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to Wines of Thought for more explorations of our incredible world. Deep in the ocean's abyss, a hidden world is now speaking, and what it's telling us changes everything. The viruses and microbes dwelling in these trenches are so foreign to our biology that our bodies wouldn't even register them as a threat. They exist in a realm entirely separate from our own, the biological frontier. But while they may not endanger us directly, the same cannot be said for our impact on them. And that impact is now undeniable. Life in the Haddle Zone is a perpetual struggle against starvation. Most organisms survive on a meager diet of sinking organic debris, known as marine snow. But occasionally, a windfall arrives from above. Imagine a deceased whale, a leviathan of the deep slowly drifting down to settle on the seafloor. What unfolds next is a dramatic transformation. Scientists refer to this as a whale fall. Recently, the EV Nautilus research vessel documented one such event at Davidson Seamount off California. While not the Mariana Trench, it reveals processes universal to the deep. They discovered a 16-foot whale skeleton, still fresh with blubber and organs intact. Within hours, the barren landscape erupts into a hub of activity. Predators and scavengers converge. In these depths, eel-like fish and swarms of crustaceans begin stripping the flesh. Over subsequent days, smaller organisms like polychaete worms and mollusks arrive to feast on the remains. Then comes one of the most peculiar participants, Osidax, the bone-eating worm. These pink, bristly worms burrow into the bones to consume the lipid-rich marrow inside. A single whale fall can sustain a complex local ecosystem for decades, giving rise to species found nowhere else. For the nutrient-poor abyss, this event is a miraculous banquet of vastness. It underscores a vital truth. Even the most isolated depths are intimately linked to the world above. We might hope that the Mariana Trench remains a pristine sanctuary, but harsh evidence proves otherwise. A landmark 2019 study led by researcher Ellen Jamieson made a startling discovery. When scientists collected amphipods, tiny scavenging crustaceans, from Challenger Deep, they found microplastic fibers inside every single one. Think about that. A fragment from a discarded plastic item, drifting for years, sinking miles down, ends up inside a creature living at 36,000 feet. This is not an isolated incident. Across multiple Pacific trenches, over 72% of amphipods contain plastics. The deepest ocean is now as polluted as our coastal waters. How does this happen? The oceans are a unified system, and the deep sea is the ultimate sink for our waste. Plastic particles hitch a ride on currents and descend as part of the constant rain of marine snow. The Mariana Trench, being the lowest point, acts as a final trap, a collection bin for the planet's debris. In fact, a diver once reported seeing a plastic bag on the trench floor. The implications are severe. These amphipods are food source for larger animals, meaning plastics infiltrate the entire food web, potentially introducing toxins and disrupting nutrition. This pollution also threatens the deep sea's role in the carbon cycle. Normally, organic matter sinking to the bottom sequesters carbon for centuries, a key climate regulator. But with plastics mingling in, we don't yet know how this vital process is altered. So, why is the Mariana Trench now a strategic hotspot? It turns out that China has deployed advanced acoustic sensors on the trench floor near Guam, critical U.S. military base. Officially, these devices monitor natural phenomena like earthquakes and whales. However, security analysts note their dual-use capability. They can also track submarines and intercept underwater communications. Essentially, the trench now has ears. A hydrophone at such depths can detect submarine noises from over 1,000 miles away, monitoring a vast section of the Western Pacific. Beyond surveillance,
there's the lure of resources. The seabed here holds valuable mineral nodules rich in rare metals. China has shown keen interest in deep-sea mining, establishing joint research for this very purpose. While the trench is in international waters, a competitive scramble for adjacent areas is underway. Mapping and sampling are potential first steps toward future extraction rates. Then there's the matter of undersea cables, the lifelines of global internet traffic. Many of these cables traverse the Pacific near the Mariana Trench. In 2025, Chinese researchers unveiled a compact deep-sea cable cutter, operable from submersibles like Fenduje at depths of 13,000 feet. Officially, it's a tool for salvage and construction, but its strategic utility is alarming. With 95% of global data flowing through these cables, such a device could sever communications to entire regions during conflict, crippling economies from the depths. Control the deep sea and you influence the world above. China's investments are yielding profound capabilities. Since the 2020 mission, Chinese crews have completed 336 dives across global trenches, generating immense data. DNA sequences, detailed maps, and geological samples. The next phase involves autonomous robots patrolling the seafloor endlessly, gathering intelligence more efficiently than satellites. What was once a rare adventure is now a persistent campaign. This pursuit blends science, environmental concern, and geopolitics. The question remains, will the ocean's next great reveal be a new species, or a new tool of power? If this journey into the deep has captivated you, please support our channel by liking this video and subscribing to Winds of Thought for more explorations of our planet's mysteries. At the deepest, darkest point on our planet, where the pressure is 1,000 times that of the surface, China's submersible just spotted something that was never supposed to be there. This is the Mariana Trench, a scar on the Earth's crust deeper than Mount Everest is tall. It's a place more alien to us than the surface of Mars, a crushing, lightless void where life clings to existence in the most extreme ways. For decades, this realm belonged to a few Western nations. But now, China has arrived with its advanced deep-sea technology, and what they're bringing back is rewriting the textbooks. The key to this mission is the Fenduje, or Striver, a cutting-edge crewed submersible capable of withstanding the immense pressure at the bottom of the Challenger Deep. This isn't just a joyride, it's a strategic national mission to plant a flag in the most inaccessible place on Earth. And the samples they've collected are revealing secrets and raising alarms. So, what did they actually find? The first category of discoveries is the biological, and it's straight out of a science fiction novel. We're not talking about new species of shrimp. They've documented life forms that defy our understanding of biology. Giant amoebas called xenophores, the size of your hand, that look like something from another planet. Tube-worms that thrive on toxic chemicals, and ghostly, transparent fish whose bodies are so fragile they would dissolve in the upper ocean. These creatures are biological marvels, adapted to an environment of pure darkness and crushing force, living proof that life is far more tenacious and bizarre than we ever imagined. But the discoveries that have truly sent shockwaves through the scientific community are not biological. They are geological and something else. Chinese researchers have confirmed the discovery of vast fields of strange, colorful rocks that are not native to the ocean floor. These are ultra-high pressure minerals, forms of silica that only crystallize under the kind of extreme stress found at these depths. But the analysis has revealed something even more startling. They've found significant, unprecedented deposits of rare earth elements and other valuable metals. We're talking about cobalt, lithium, and tellurium, the very building blocks of our modern technology. from smartphones to electric car batteries to advanced weapon systems. The concentration of these materials is staggering, potentially worth trillions of dollars. This discovery has instantly turned the deepest ocean trench into the world's next great resource frontier, sparking a silent, high-stakes race for the bottom of the sea. This leads to the third and most controversial category of findings. What happens to the things we leave behind? The Chinese missions have documented something deeply sobering: the presence of human pollution at the absolute bottom of the world. They've found plastic bags. They've identified fishing gear from decades ago. And most alarmingly, they've detected elevated levels of carbon-14 in deep-sea organisms, clear radioactive signature from nuclear tests conducted in the mid-20th century. There is no place on Earth, no matter how remote or deep, that has been left untouched by humanity. The trench is not a pristine wilderness. It is the final resting place for our waste. But one finding in particular has been the subject of intense speculation and official secrecy. Unconfirmed reports from researchers close to the mission suggest that sonar and robotic probes detected a strange, large-scale magnetic anomaly embedded in the trench wall. The shape of the signal was described as unusually geometric, unlike any known geological formation. Now, before we jump to conclusions, the overwhelming scientific opinion is that this is almost certainly a rare, but natural metallic rock formation. However, the lack of released imagery and the tight control over the data have fueled countless theories. Could it be the wreckage of a lost submarine from a bygone era? A fragment of a meteorite with a unique composition? Or in the wildest of speculations, something that challenges our understanding of history itself? The Chinese government has labeled it an ongoing geological study, but the silence is deafening. The implications of all this are monumental. The biological finds could hold the key to new medicines, enzymes that work under extreme conditions, and a deeper understanding of the very limits of life. The mineral discovery promises untold wealth, but threatens to trigger a devastating deep-sea gold rush that could destroy these fragile ecosystems before we even understand them. The greatest treasure may be the life we destroy to get, and the pollution? It's a stark, final warning. If our trash has reached the very bottom of the world, then there is no way to throw things to anyone. The race for the deep sea is on, and it's not just about science. It's about power, resources, and the future of our planet. The Mariana Trench is no longer just a scientific curiosity. It is a geopolitical battleground playing out in total darkness. The question is no longer just what China found down there, but what we will all decide to do with it. This journey into the deep was just the beginning. If you want to be on the front line of the discoveries that are reshaping our world, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Lines of Thought. We're just getting started. The final frontier is not in the stars, but beneath the waves. 7 miles beneath the ocean's surface, in a place of eternal darkness and crushing pressure, explorers have found things that should not exist. This is the Challenger Deep, the deepest point in the Mariana Trench. It's a world so alien, the pressure here is equivalent to having 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of it. For centuries, it was a blank spot on the map, a place of pure mystery. But now, with advanced technology, we've finally reached the bottom. And what we've discovered there is rewriting everything we thought we knew about our own planet. The journey to the bottom is a mission fraught with peril. Only a handful of vessels, like the Deep-Sea Challenger and the Limiting Factor, are engineered to survive the journey. The descent takes hours, plunging through layers of ocean into a cold, silent world untouched by the sun. And when the lights of these subs finally pierce the darkness, they reveal a landscape that is both breathtaking and bizarre. So, what is actually down there? The first and most profound discovery is life itself. We expected a barren wasteland, but instead, we found a thriving ecosystem of creatures that look like they're from another world. Translucent, ghostly snailfish that swim with ease under the immense pressure. Giant amphipods, scuttling scavengers the size of your hand. And most strangely, fields of xenophyophores. Gigantic, single-celled organisms that look like delicate, living coral. These beings are miracles of adaptation, surviving without sunlight by feeding on the marine snow, the constant shower of organic debris from the world above. Their very existence expands the known boundaries for life in the universe. But the discoveries that captured global headlines weren't all biological. The bottom of the trench is also a museum of geology and, sadly, of our own human impact. Researchers have identified strange crystalline structures that form only under extreme pressure. But they've also found something much more disturbing. Resting on the seabed, they confirmed the presence of a plastic bag. And not just one. Subsequent dives have found candy wrappers, beer bottles, and tangled fishing lines. The deepest point on Earth is no longer pristine. It is the final dumpster for our civilization's waste, proving that no part of our world is safe from our pollution. This leads to one of the most significant and controversial finds: resources. The trench floor is not just mud. It's scattered with what look like strange, dark potatoes. These are polymetallic nodules. These lumpy rocks are packed with incredibly valuable metals. Manganese, cobalt, nickel, and rare earth elements essential for our smartphones, computers, and green technology. The sheer concentration is staggering, representing a potential treasure worth billions, maybe trillions of dollars. This discovery has ignited a silent, urgent race among nations and corporations, posing a terrible dilemma. Do we mine these resources to fuel our future, or protect this last great wilderness from destruction? Yet, for all the plastic and promise of wealth, the most spine-tingling discoveries are the ones that defy easy explanation. During one survey mission, a sonar array picked up a series of powerful, unexplained sounds. Dubbed the Western Pacific Moan, this low-frequency noise seems to emanate from the trench's deepest recesses, and its source remains unknown. Is it the groaning of the Earth's crust, the song of an undiscovered creature, or something else entirely? Then there are the geological anomalies. Sonar mapping has revealed colossal bridges stretching between the trench walls, formations that shouldn't exist at such depths. And samples brought back from the seafloor contain minerals that typically only form in the searing heat of hydrothermal vents, yet were found in the icy cold, suggesting a geological history far more complex than we imagine. What other secrets are locked in the rock at the bottom of the world? The implications of these findings are world-changing. The bizarre life forms could hold the key to new antibiotics and enzymes, revolutionizing medicine. The pollution is a final, stark warning about our disposable culture. And the mineral wealth has set the stage for a 21st century gold rush that could forever alter the last untouched ecosystem on the planet. The deepest point on Earth holds both the mirror to our carelessness and the key to our future. The bottom of the Challenger Deep is no longer a mystery. It is a message. It tells us about the incredible resilience of life, the far-reaching consequences of our actions, and the untapped riches that lie in the dark. What we choose to do with this knowledge will define our relationship with the ocean for centuries to come. The question is no longer what we found at the bottom of the world, but what we are willing to lose to possess it. The deep sea is the true final frontier. If you're ready to explore more of Earth's greatest mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought. Our journey into the unknown is just beginning. In the deepest dark, we find our own reflection.